Welcome to Blind City. I had to lose my sight to find my vision.
Are you blind? Are you blind? Open your eyes. They lying every time, so I don't trust men, only trust God. I had to lose my sight before I could see the light.
Welcome to Blind City. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. This is Blind City, the podcast. We address the issues to help inspire people. For us to move forward, we have to look at humanity, because that's one thing we all have in common. This racism crap has been embedded in America's culture and history. We can't keep passing on this disease to the next generation, because then we're at fault. So we have to stand for something. If not, you will fall for anything. If you don't have no solutions, that means you are the pollution to the community. I'd rather be around the gangsters, the strippers, the streets, because that's where Jesus was at. The only way we're going to make our community better, we got to work together. I'm keeping it 100 today, Blind City. This your host, Langford Cunningham. Let's talk about it. The most dangerous man on the planet is a blind man with a handgun. Welcome to Blind City. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. I had to lose my sight to find my vision. We are the therapy for the streets, and I have a special guest inside Blind City today for my citizens. He's my mentor. He's an ex-NFL star. He's an activist. My man, Demetrious Johnson, how you doing?
What's up, my man, City? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm blessed and blind, man. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about this violence in the streets. What's going on right now, Demetrious Johnson?
Well, let me tell you something, man. First of all, people keep talking about the violence, and it's almost like it's immune. I think it's a couple things is going on. Well, a few things, more than a few things is going on. We got to talk about the disparities in our community. How, economically we're depressed. How socially we're depressed. How physically we're depressed. Educationally we're depressed. So it's no different from the Darwin theory, the survival of the fittest. You know what I'm saying? When you take resources away from a community and take resources and opportunity from people and make people feel as if they can't survive, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to do anything and everything they can to survive. I mean, and that's just human nature.
Exactly. So
the problem we have, man, is so systemic and so big that, you just can't narrow down to one particular incident or one particular thing. It's a multitude of things that black folks got to deal with that white folks don't even understand.
So what do we need first? Equity or equality, man?
Well, you know what? You're going to have hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? See, when you talk about nothing going to ever be equal. I don't care how fair you call yourself being, but somebody say 50-50, it's kind of like a marriage. In a marriage, a man and a woman, they say, well, we 50-50, we make a decision together. Somebody always going to have the upper hand and have the reason and the ability to make the final call. That's got to happen. So
right.
When you talk about what I like to see, it don't even have to be equal to me. You know what I'm saying? But what you get to do is give me opportunities. So if you give me an opportunity and don't change the rules in the middle of the game on me, I have an opportunity to succeed. But if you're talking about equity, it ain't going to never be equal. So I take that out of the game. I don't even talk about the equality, because it's not going to be equality. Give me an opportunity. And then let me play by your rules. And once I conquer your rules, don't change the damn rules in the middle of the game.
Move the goalpost.
You tell me, it take 10 yards to get a first down. I get a first down. Then you tell me it takes 15 yards to get a first down. So when you do those kind of things, how in the hell you think I'm going to succeed? I can't succeed. Under those circumstances, can I succeed?
Right, and I think that's what's been happening in our community, where a lot of people are frustrated because, they talk about equality. It seems like the protesting, the marching for years, we've been asking for equality, but we never really been asking for equity. And it seems like people today are still marching for equality. We want this, but it seems like we don't know how to go get it. It's like a dog chasing its tail.
Well, what you see happening now with the movement, what I find is very interesting. two things that has happened. We got shut down with the virus. The virus shut us down. When the virus shut us down, it's got people at home and they don't have a whole lot to do. They're trying to find things to do. So now you're seeing all these things happening. See, we've been talking about these things happening for years. Police shooting folks, killing black boys, killing black women, coming up with some bogus ass charges that they do all the time. We've been seeing that for years. We've been screaming and talking. Now, guess what? You got some white folks with a conscience. Some that got conscience and saying, "Damn, hell, really?" See what has happened. Let me tell you. So when you talk about the millennials, see, that's a totally different world with the white millennials. Because what has happened, they have come up under the rap music. They've come up hanging out, listening to all the rappers and trying to be cool with the music. So the music has transcended the whole mentality of the young white movement. So these white kids are saying, "Oh man, we was taught differently. We was taught that you guys ain't the ones we need to be around." Now, when you see, if you got any humanistic feeling about yourself, any conscience of mind, when you see somebody getting hurt, black, white, brown, doesn't matter, then you have a conscience. What's happening now is they woke a conscience up for these white folks who always said that we were lying. I had a white buddy call me, say, "Hey, man, I got a problem with what you said on the radio." I said, "What did I say?" "Oh, man, you're talking about how black police officers are killing black folks. But what about this? This was things that always get me. When white folks want to sit up here talking about, oh, man, what about black on black crime? They're killing up one another." Well, I guarantee you go to some of these little hillbilly-ass rural areas, they're killing down there, too. But you know what? But we don't control the narrative. See, when you control the narrative, you tell the story you want to tell. But they don't allow those stories to come out. But guess what? When it starts affecting white folks at a high and heavy level, guess what happened? They're going to do something. Look at the opioids. Look at the opioid deal. Oh, now we want to put money to stop opioids. We had crack cocaine in our community for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody said we're going to put money to stop that. Anytime it's affecting white kids and white folks, they're going to do something about it. That's the reality.
Exactly. And we need to hold these politicians accountable in the city of St. Louis. I mean, the north side looked like a damn bomb that exploded. I mean, I feel for the people in that environment. I'm from that environment. It just seems like the politicians, man, are running game. They're getting over on the people. It's propaganda. Do we blame the politicians for this?
Well, let me ask you a question. If somebody give you keys to their car and say drive, and you can go anywhere you want, Langford, Blind City Drive, wherever you want to go, just go. Give you the keys to the car, no gas in it, no ability to get the gas, who do you blame? You got to blame the person who gave the keys to the car.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have a problem with the politicians in St. Louis because when you have things that people try to uplift that black community. Let me give you a great example. The airport, you can't privatize the airport, all right? The St. Louis City is about $300 million plus in debt, all right? If they would have privatized this, they would have got almost $1 billion up front, over $600 million up front, almost $1 billion, okay? They could take that $300 million of that and pay the debt off. Now you got another $300 million plus to do something to try to help that community. But no, we don't want to do it. And you know who's doing it? The black politicians. Guess why? Because they're not living in them damn deplorable conditions. They're not. They're not trying to find a meal tomorrow. They're not trying to get on welfare. They don't have to try to get some social organization to help pay their bills. I can't even go to the damn doctor to get a physical or the hospital when they get sick because they can't get no insurance. See, I blame those Negroes in the city who does that because they're so damn selfish. You'll be selfish when you don't do nothing to try to help nobody but your own self. And that's the problem I have. And then they won't always blame it on the white man. Well, you know what's crazy? When you look at the city of St. Louis, you got two of the most powerful positions that's taken by the black folks. President of the Board of Aldermen is black, and the comptroller is black.
Right.
So when the votes go out in is always those three: the mayor, president, the board of aldermen, and the comptroller. Guess what happens? Those two can never get along. The two black to vote on anything. We got the number. So you can't move anything. How you blame that on Mayor Lyda Cruz or any other white mayor is in that position when you got two blacks who's been in office for years and can't even work together? You tell me how you do that one.
And why you think the people can't see this, though?
And man, let me tell you something. When you are, it's almost like the Stockholm Syndrome. You've heard of Stockholm Syndrome when they just take everything out of you and make you believe that like the kid who got kidnapped from that pizza place years ago. Lives right up the street. Take him in there mentally, psychologically, take everything from him and make him believe that ain't his family and he don't know these people. We are mentally enslaved. We are mentally stripped of any opportunities. No question about it. They have put that in our mind that the white folks gonna try to hold us down, and the ones that's really fighting one another are the black folks in the city. Think about this: when the mayor's race was in St. Louis, they put 3 or 4 black folks in that race, 4 of them.
I remember that.
And 1 white person.
Split up the vote.
So you tell me what happens on that?
Right.
I mean, that's just common sense 101. If me and you running for something, you're going to have people who like you going to vote for you, and people like me going to vote for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just automatic because who we are and our friends supporting us. I am telling you, it is a travesty what's going on in this community. And I'm going to tell you something. You think it's bad now? It's going to get really nasty and ugly because, man, the worst person you should be afraid of is a person with no hope. You ain't got no hope. You ain't got nothing to live for. You feel you ain't got nothing to live for, you do any and everything to anybody at any time.
And that's what happened in Ferguson. The people got tired, and they burned it down.
You know, when you talk about Ferguson now, I see the black mayor, the lady, and congratulations to the lady who became the first black mayor in the history of Ferguson. Right. But you know what? It's a joke that it took that long to happen. When Ferguson is 70-80% black.
Right.
Florissant, 70-80% black. You got a white mayor running that, and a white mayor running Ferguson. Now we're supposed to be high five, and then the black lady who just come in office, the first thing she says is this, which is so freaking ridiculous. I'm not a black mayor, black person's mayor. I'm not a white person mayor. I'm not a Chinese person mayor. I'm everyone mayor. Well, you ain't got to sit up there and say that. Have you ever heard some white folk get up there and say something like that?
No.
I was about to come with it. I wish I could have cursed their ass out for saying that.
No, I didn't know she said that. Wow,
it's
that's
a
funny.
joke.
That's
See,
funny.
no, it ain't funny. You know what it is? We are conditioned to try to please white folks.
Right.
We are conditioned to please everybody else to make it fair. Why is it that we always got to be fair? Why is it that they can't be fair first? We always got to prove our fairness. Well, you know what? Sometimes they ain't going to prove my damn fairness. And and then Michelle Obama, I adore and admire the lady, but I hell don't agree with her talking about when they take the high road, the low road, you take the high road. When they take the damn low road, I'm on the road with them. When they're on the high road, I'm on the high road with their ass. They get low, they get the low I'm getting. But that's what we're taught. That's the slave mentality. Don't say nothing. Oh, when my daughter had a problem out in the Parkway School District, and I had to fight out there, I never forget a black man walked up to me and said, "Man, you need to be careful because them white folks out there don't play." And you know what I tell them? I don't fucking play either. Right. That's what I told them. Don't ever tell me how to fight for my kid and my family. You fight for it the way you want to fight, but that's what we do. We take this high road. We scared to make a statement. Hey, man, you know what I've learned when I played in the NFL? My mom told me this. She said, "Son, I know you don't get along with your coach, the defensive back coach. When you go back to training camp, please don't say nothing, son. Just do what they ask of you. Don't say nothing." I said, "Okay, Mom. You know, this is a lady I love and adore with all my heart. I go and I listen to everything she said. I did exactly what she said. I took the high road. I didn't say nothing. I was getting all kinds of stuff going on in training camp. And one day I just had to say something. They wind up trading me. And when before they traded me, they brought me down to the office at training camp, and they said, "Hey, man, we know it ain't working. We're going to trade you, but let's make a deal. When you leave training camp, don't say nothing to the media. We're not going to say anything either. We got it all under control. We're going to handle this. It's going to win for both of us." I go home in Detroit in my place. I turn on the news. I'm the lead story in every TV station in Detroit. Star defensive back Demetrious Johnson has been traded. And guess what the coaches said? He was a malcontent. He couldn't get along with the players on the team. The only thing I ever regret about playing in the NFL is me not speaking my damn mind when I had an opportunity. That's why. So if anybody asks me why I'm outspoken, I'm like this on my radio show anywhere I'm at. Because guess what? It don't matter if I kiss their ass. If they're going to come after me, they're coming. And I understand that. I live with that. I don't have no concessions about that. So I don't compromise my values, my principles, or what I stand for. I don't do that anymore. I compromised one time, and it changed my whole life in the professional sports. Would never do it again.
And that's why you said you always create your own narrative. You don't let nobody else create the narrative for you. Or
no question about it. Because think about it. It's a shame, Black City, that I'm the only pretty much one on the radio on Sunday. You got a Freeman Biopsy show on a Saturday, but nobody ever hear about that show. Okay? Then you got your podcast.
Right.
Okay? But think about it. It's a shame. I shouldn't be the only one on.
Right. You inspired me just because you used to say that on your radio show. That's what made me started this podcast, because we need more platforms to speak about what we're dealing with and how to get through it.
Why do you think that when people running for presidential offices, any big national office in this country, why do you think they spend millions of dollars in advertising? Why do you think they do that? Well, they do it because they control the narrative and put out a perception of who they are.
Right, the market.
They would spend $60, $70, $100 million on advertising on that radio. See, what we got to do is understand the power of that radio, the power of that influence of what we say and how we say it. That's what we don't understand. And then we got to support guys like you. You know, when you got your podcast, I'm not hesitating to come on Blind City broadcast. It's an honor to me to be on your broadcast, man.
Right.
I will come on any day of the week because guess what? We got to continue to uplift and build our narratives out there either. Am I a racist? No, I'm not a racist. First of all, no black man in the world can be a racist. We ain't got the power to be a racist. Can we be bigots? Yeah. I'm a bigot in situations, and white people are racist in situations. Everybody are. We got something that we don't like, some prejudice of it. And one of my prejudice is this: black or white, if you don't give a damn about the community of people, I have a major problem with you, particularly the ones who's been able to succeed and be able to move on with their lives and turn their back on other people who was not as fortunate. That's why I give back. My mother, Eddie Mae Binion Johnson, she gave back to the community as a kid. We lived in the Dawes Webby Peabody projects, man. It was 9 of us in a 3-bedroom apartment. And guess what? We my brothers and sisters and my mother, she was a single parent on welfare, still working part-time jobs, trying to take care of me and my brothers and sisters. She was a warrior. Then she go out there and fight in the community. I made sure I saw what she did. I wanted to emulate my mother. I wanted to be like that woman. I wanted to see the impact. My mother was sick one day. Never forget, I walked in and said, "Mama, why are you doing this? You're sick. Why are you doing this?" She said, "Hey, son, it ain't me, it's God." And I know that. I don't get the big grants like the Better Family Life and all these other organizations. Urban League, I mean, they get millions of dollars. Look at my returns. We may get $90,000 a year. May. You know what I'm saying? But our work in the community is not from me, it's from God, man. Because for us to accomplish, to do over 3,000 turkeys a year, to do a Christmas party for kids at the hotel, to put 2,000 kids in there with toys, free toys, entertainment, food, and give away a van every year. For us to do our chess program for us to do our communication program, our after-school program, our boxing program, and don't have a freaking dime. Hey, man, I ain't stupid to think it's me. I know this is my call. See, if I die today, I believe the legacy that my mother put out there of helping and doing the right thing for people. That's the thing I pride myself on. I don't pride myself because I'm on the radio. I pride myself more to give back to this community and make an impact, man. Because my mother told me how you judge a man is not what he do for himself, but what he does for others. And that's how I live by that.
And that's incredible because you have been doing that for years. And you also work with the athletes, the younger athletes in the high schools to help to get them in colleges. And you also work with the HBCs. You throw a camp over there at Harris Stowe for a lot of kids to get scholarships to go to the HBCs, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We do an HBCU combine. This was the first year we weren't able to do it because of the virus. The COVID-19, we weren't able to do it, but we do have over 1,000 kids there. I have over 1,000 black colleges from HBCUs from all over the country. They come in, we work the kids out just like an NFL combine, and they give them awesome scholarships on the spot. We have changed so many lives, and I'm so proud to be able to do that, man.
And that's free. Phenomenal. And that's free. Phenomenal, right? And that's phenomenal.
And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. I got it. It's free, right? And also give kids opportunity who don't receive a Division I or a Division II scholarship. They have another opportunity to get a scholarship to get their education paid for.
No, but let me correct you on that.
Okay.
No, there are Division I schools. Alabama State just put in number one offensive lineman in the NFL draft, first round pick. That's Division I. Howard, Division I school. You know what I'm saying? Bethune-Cookman, Division I school. So, yeah, we have Division I schools coming in, too. You know, so the same criteria it would take to get in Alabama, academically, the same criteria it takes to get in Missouri, Tennessee, it's the same that goes on the Division I school anywhere in the country, man.
Right.
And then guess what? You just had to think about this. What's this kid named McCure? This one basketball player?
Yeah, he just what he do? Going to Howard, right?
Going to Howard.
Right.
One of the
number
best
16 player in the nation. Right.
One of the best players in the country. Guess what? He's going to be drafted the first round. See, it don't matter what school you go to. It matters how you get down at the school.
You're right.
See, everybody want to talk about, I got to go to Mizzou or Tennessee to play to get a Scott. Now, man, to get looked now, dog. If you look in the NFL, they got a Black Hall of Fame from Lem Barney to Night Train Lane to the
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton.
Terrell Owens.
A whole lot of black.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. Come on, man.
Right. We can go on. Right. We got Demetrious Johnson live inside Blind City right now to my citizens. He's the radio host of his talk radio show Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 on Hot 104.1. It's the pandemic. If you still play football, would you play now?
I can't say. Let me tell you something. I can't say I wouldn't play. You know what I'm saying? I cannot say that. I mean, because that's our only. That was my only escape. You know what I'm saying? I will hope that I would have made a better decision. I don't know what kind of decision I'm going. So somebody tell me, if you're playing now, I don't know what I would have done. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what I would have done in this situation. But I know right now my son and my daughters, if they was playing, I'd be very cautious on that. They would have to put all kind of barriers and mechanisms in place to make sure they feel, I feel safe. Because this thing is real. This virus is real. I know two close friends of mine who got the virus, and they was in good shape, and man, they almost died. So I know this virus is no joke. So I can't tell you, honestly, I wouldn't do it or I would do it. I have no idea what mindset I would be in at that young age. I have no idea, because when we at that age, we think we're infallible. We don't think nothing can happen to us.
Right. We're in great shape.
Yeah. We the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in shape. I'm Mr. DJ. But that virus don't kill you, Mr. DJ, Mr. Whomever. If it's gonna hit you, it's gonna take you down.
The views expressed on Blind City are to inspire and motivate people who are struggling through the dark times and searching for the true light.
Are you blind? Are you blind? Open your eyes. They lying every time, so I don't trust men, only trust God. I had to lose my sight.
the podcast, with your host, Langford Cunningham.
Demetrious Johnson, this is the question I have for you. I had to lose my sight to find my vision because I glorified all the wrong things in life. I was a womanizer, but it took me having a personal relationship with God for me to see my vision. Because when I had sight, I had no vision. So what I would like to know, and what your mother taught you, what is your purpose of life from this present moment to the future? Demetrious Johnson, what is your legacy? Big bro, triple OG?
Hey, that's a great question. First of all, I know the things I do is not me. I don't even have a financial capacity. There's days I'm tired, don't want to do anything. But I dig down deep because it's God giving me the will and the power to do it. So when you talk about what kind of legacy I want my mom's legacy to continue to live on. I remember sitting at the table with my mom, and she looked at me, and she said, son, I pass the torch over to you. That was an honor. So what the things she did to go out there and change lives, that's my legacy, man. So when I die, I want everybody to say, man, one thing I know about that dude, that brother, he gave back. He made a difference. I don't want to live my life in vain and do it all for me and about me. 90% of the stuff we do, people don't even know we do, man. Because it ain't about that. It's about having an opportunity, taking God's blessing and God's will and giving me the power and the strength to make a difference in the lives of others. And I'm going to tell you, I just was at the bank the other day. A young man said, Mr. Johnson, Mr. DJ? I said, yeah. Man, do you remember me? I'm looking at the kid like, I don't really remember. Okay. Right. He said, no, I was in your camp. And let me tell you something. I graduated out of college. I got 2 kids, and I want to thank you. Hey, man, that's what life is all about, making an impact on other people's lives and changing their life. That's the legacy I want to live. That's the legacy I want to leave when I'm up out of here.
That's right. Demetrious Johnson live inside Blind City right now. And I would like to thank you because you have took time out and you have empowered me. You was a mentor to me to start this podcast. And I just want to tell you, man, and what I say to all black men, we don't tell each other we love each other, man. And I want to tell you from my heart, I love you, brother. And you have accepted me, and you keep me going. You push me to keep going. I remember the first couple times I had spoken with you, and I had mentioned something about my blindness like it was an excuse. And you say, don't do it with me, partner. And I appreciate that. Because sometimes so many people let us get by with things and don't correct it, and then we use it as excuses. But you have to check it right there so you don't make that same mistake again. So that's what I give you a standing ovation for, brother, because you really inspired me, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to end my statement by saying this to you. Hey, man, God is a good God. And you know what? He's empowered you and me to have a relationship. I am so thankful that I have an opportunity to be in your life and you're in my life. As much as you say you love me, same here, man. I love you, my man. Thank you for the great work you're doing, and continue to tell the story, because you got a hell of a story to tell, man. And I'll be the first one out there tuning that story and telling that story. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on Blind City, the podcast. I truly am honored and thankful and appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. And what about this Christmas, man? Are you still going to do the turkeys? Are you still going to go to the people's door and help the people in the community?
I can tell you this, we're going to find some kind of way to still affect families and make an impact in family lives. One way or another, we're going to change some lives around Christmas and Thanksgiving for sure.
And I'm right there with you, big bro. So if you need me, I'm on the front line.
My man.
I'm holding down the foxhole with you, brother. Blind City, thank you for coming to visit my citizens. And to the people out there listening, thank you. Welcome to Blind City.
If you found this content helpful, please share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blind City, the podcast. You can find us on all social media platforms.